Hey everybody, doing good tonight. As you can see, I've taken off my manufacturer's hat and put on my D-Day hat
Nice.
because under this D-Day hat's a mohawk um, that we did in honor of Jake McNeese out in Oklahoma. Jake was 91 years old 2 weeks before D-Day and original 101st Airborne, so we had to do this for him.
That's beautiful. Now, I couldn't rock the hawk. Thomas Taylor was doing that over at the last USPL event, and I was afraid if I did it, it just wouldn't grow back right. Because, I don't really have much going on the front already. But D-Day isn't just a game. Talking to people about it, I described it like paintball on crack because you have to play it, and people say we can't really describe it because there's so many levels to it. It's like peeling an onion. There's just so much stuff. You have to go over and over again because you're gonna miss out on something no matter how much time you try to spend and how much you try to get in on it. So, that being said, tell us about D-Day.
Well, it's been 6 years for me. It is cracked because it's a year-long paintball game for me, at least as a commanding officer of the 101st Airborne. The other officers that are on the chat right now, at least the German ones that showed up, because I don't see any allies on there. I guess I'm alone and surrounded
Oh,
as always, but that's okay. I see Andy and Bonchik on there and Jack Rock, so that's cool to have them on board and supporting everybody in the game tonight. It's really nice. But as they know, it's a 360 5 day a year game. It doesn't end. We're already planning for 2010.
wow. Now, the sheer acreage of the field and everything too. It's not just like a big game. Would this be called like an effing huge game or?
Yeah, an obsession, effing huge game, a game that is just that you have to play. It's paintball mecca. It's what we get to do, and once we're out there, you're living, eating, and breathing the game, and you've got you know many games during the week. You've got heck, we could even play volleyball this year. JT brought a volleyball court, and we played beach volleyball. And
Drunken Master said it's the Renaissance Fair of paintball, which I
yeah,
think.
exactly. Those great. I'm not the only one around that does Ren Fair here too. That's a good thing.
No, that's part of the scenario sort of thing, where you get to see these people that are accountants, businessmen, whatever else. But when you go to a game like this, you get to go and dress up. You get to be another character. You get to dress in funny hats and jackets and do all this stuff and be a completely different person and not have to worry about someone pointing and laughing or someone judging you because you're all there for the same reason, which is great.
Yeah, we're all here to have a good time, and no matter what side you're on, we're all players, and we make sure everybody has a good time. There's a costume contest during, the week, and on Friday, and there's a best tank contest, best contest, best Mohawk this year, which I didn't win, which I don't know
Oh,
why, but we'll skip that.
recount.
Uh, I think the whole Airborne had passed out in the sun by then. But
Wow.
that's another big thing about D-Day is that it's hot and it's humid and sweaty and people run out of energy in a hurry. But we push ourselves all week long.
Yeah, now I'm showing some of the other stuff. They've got the obstacle course set up too. So if you want to get into certain platoons, you have to go through and you can't just say, I'm going to play this person from this specific place. You have to go ahead and prove it that you can actually do that. So it's,
If you're going to be a ranger, you have to run the obstacle course. There's no doubt about that. Just simply because of what they're going to do on Saturday for the Allies. I mean, they have to be in good shape. The 101st Airborne and the 82nd Airborne, we kind of watch our own because we do a lot of on-field running, and if somebody comes in that we know is not in good enough shape, we move them over to a beach unit simply because we don't need them passed out on the field,
yep,
20 minutes into the game.
true that. Indeed. How hot was it this weekend or last weekend?
I saw some 85, 86s, but other people might know better that are on chat because it was what it was, and I don't pay any attention to the temperature because I can't do anything about it.
Well, it's also not like you're running around with just your T-shirt and a Camelback on, you're running in full jackets with hats, and you're trying to recreate being a German Russian soldier in the dead of winter or something. It doesn't quite work in the middle of the dead of summer in Oklahoma so much.
Most of us, especially those of us that have been there before, we don't throw on our Class A's or our jump uniforms, and until there's a reason for it, a party, because the British, the Commonwealth, they do a high tea for the Allied officers every year, and they invite dignitaries. So we all put on our Class A's for that. We have other parties and other events during the week that we'll wear our Class A's for, like we did with the 101st and Jake McNeese. It was definitely a Class A event for him. But other than that, we'll be walking around in T-shirts and our fatigues. I wear ACUs all week long just because they're cooler, and a Camelback. But you won't see me put on my field gear unless I'm going out to play. It's because you're just going to dehydrate and end up not being at your peak when it comes to be game time.
Run the risk of being a prop more than a player.
Exactly. Yeah, and I have learned, and other people have learned, that actually playing in World War II era gear on Saturday for the big game doesn't work. What we have now is newer and better for a reason. And it's not June in England or France. That's the other thing. It's June in Oklahoma. It's a lot hotter there.
Now, you were in charge of the 101st. Now, you want to give us a little background about that? That's a pretty prestigious rank to play.
Yeah, I'm Major General in 101st Airborne. That's 2 stars. I've been, having played with the 101st Airborne for 6 years, I've moved up the ranks. I mean, my first year I came as a sergeant, and before the weekend was out, was actually XO of the 101st Airborne because people didn't show up. That was 6 years ago. Now I've got, on paper, 225 players that for this year's game, which was great. I think we had 222 show up.
That's not bad, actually.
Yeah,
considering.
But at game time, we only had 119. So some people fell out during the week for various family reasons and things like that. But we all marched out on the field, to the buses as one unit. That's a big thing that the 101st Airborne does, is we play as one unit all week long. We have 4 units in the 101st Airborne. We've got infantry regiments, just like real D-Day. We've got the 506, we've got the 502nd, the 401st, and the 327th. And those units all flush out, and the players are all assigned to those units during the week. Actually, most of them know before they get there, and they play with that one unit all week long to get camaraderie and just become one massive team, so that when we hit the field on Saturday, we're potentially 225 strong.
Someone's in trouble now. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I have to. I have to try to embarrass her a little bit. But anyways.
Wonderful, Linda. Happy birthday. Thank you so much for letting us borrow your husband again on another birthday.
Thank you for embarrassing me with birthday wishes, so now I have to embarrass her.
Oh, woo!